We are 3 rounds down, 3 rounds to go. Welcome to the midpoint of this wonderful GT3 Master season here on RCI. We are in the hills of Austria at an incredibly well-known circuit and an incredibly, well, I was going to say divisive on opinions. Everyone sort of has the same opinion, which is, it's a good circuit. It provides good action. We've seen it in the wet the last few times we've been here. But good news for the drivers, we are in the dry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Monday edition of GT3 action. We're still on ACC. We're still going to be here as long as the drivers show because it always leads to some great racing. My name is Jack Mays. Joining me inside the commentary box this evening is none other than Callum Kerwin for the final time this season, and I'm so sad about it. We, as always, have our Monday champion, the true Monday champion, which is Ash Baby, giving us the sights and sounds on this glorious circuit. We are well into qualifying now, 9 minutes down, some times on the board. But it's time to go, Callum. Are you ready?
I am. Ferraris look strong is the initial assessment of sort of the opening 6 or 7 minutes of qualifying. Having said that, the Bentley is back where it normally is when it competes, up at the top of the field. So Martin Laurenc is clearly got some decent straight line speed behind him. It's a tricky little circuit, is this, in terms of car setup, because you can either go with all out straight line performance and be quick sort of, you know, sector 1, sector 3, or you get good in the twisties and, you know, you lose a little bit of that top end and you really gain it all in those sort of high speed, sort of big commitment middle sector corners. But you know, Martin Lorek currently leading, Nico Kumpu and Andy Borman, 2 Ferraris, about 2.5, 3 tenths behind. And then you've got Misa Stubner and John Dalton, Emo Platt, followed by Thibaut Roskam, and then the McLaren's doing quite well as well at this point in qualifying. Obviously, it could all change. We have still got Joe Dorber, who is in the pits, so we'll wait to see if he actually makes it out for qualifying this time, or whether he does his customary start from the back. Is he starting?
He will be doing his customary start. I spoke to him briefly before the race and asked him specifically, "Are you going to qualify?" He said, "No, because it's more fun starting from the back." So, Joe Dauber is the poster child of racing for fun and taking it seriously enough to put in one heck of a good performance, but not so seriously that he brought the fun out of it. I've been saying this, I think, every week this season. We all could learn a little bit from that. We're on board now with Mike Redford, the keyboard wizard. For those of you who weren't with us last week, we were actively talking to Mike Redford during the stream because he is a driver that can be quite fast, significantly faster than I could ever be, but also is capable of typing and managing multiple applications and sending messages, and I want driving a race car. So we'll maybe see some of that this week. I know he asked us to continue to say nice things about him on the stream because it helps him go faster. So Mike, if you're listening, I believe in you, and you're going to do great, sweetie.
He did manage to set a PB at Donington, which was too nattering in his ears constantly. Also, I couldn't do it with the delay. Like, obviously we were commenting on stuff that happened. He runs a bit wide there through the second to last corner. Just sort of, I think it might have been validated. We'll have to see when it comes up to the line whether it sets a legitimate time or not. No, it doesn't. So that did invalidate it. But I couldn't talk with us lot nattering in my ears. Couldn't drive, sorry, with us lot nattering in my ears for 60 odd minutes straight, which, Jack, this is the last time we've got a 60-minute qualifying session. A 60-minute qualifying? No, 60-minute race session. Sorry, it would be a very boring long qualifying session if that were the case. Last time we got a 60-minute race session is Mike Foxall, I'm hoping abandons the lap, but does it in a rather weird place in front of Hugo Duby, who is yet to set a time sort of within a couple of seconds, but we'll see. Really easy corner to invalidate a lap on there at the sort of last 2 corners there. It's so easy to run over, and I think Hugo Duby, I did just about stay within limits and improve a little bit, but he's still got some more time to find in 5 minutes, Jack.
Yeah, it's the times sort of tend to start to tumble in the last couple of minutes. Everybody's really finding their footing, and as a driver, it helps a lot when you have what you feel like is a decent time, because at least when I qualify and I think about qualifying, it's all about, all right, bring the car in, bring the tires up, then put in a good lap, maybe one more good one, a banker, and then really start to push the cars. So once you sort of have that time to fall back on, if everything goes wrong, then you really start to push, and then the times usually really start to fall. I'm hoping we're going to get a super close qualifying. Times were very close in the top 5 or 6 during practice. And those of you who watch racing a lot, you're probably saying, well, they're pretty close right now. Well, yeah, they're half a second between the top 5, but this was less than a tenth and a half between the top 5 or so cars. That would be exciting. That would be great. It is still Martin Lawrence on provisional pole. Raphael Huell second. Kumpu third. But yeah, I think you were right on the money, Calvin. It does seem like the Ferraris have come reasonably good this week. They've sort of been decent. They've been decent all season, but they seem to be coming pretty good. And we'll go on board now for a lap around the 10 corner Red Bull Ring. That was turn 1 there, and believe it or not, this is about to be turn 2. Not really a corner, but it's a corner, so it counts to turn 3 pretty much as late as he dares. Don't want to nip that inside curve. There's a sausage there that'll bounce the car over, bounce it super wide. all about sort of maximizing exit here, getting onto the long straight down towards turn 4, the Schlossgold corner. Probably saying that wrong, but that's as good as I'm going to do. Comes it as wide as he can, staying out of the gravel. Very narrow back through turn 5, on to turn 6. This is a corner that always has me out. I usually either turn in too early or I'm on the power too early and run wide, but nothing looking poor for Nico Kumpu through 7. Maybe a bit on the grass a bit, taking too much of that exit curve, but not unsettling the car too much. Getting ready now for turn 9. The circuit as wide as he possibly can. Squeezing the power, hopefully not going too wide. Final corner now, nailed the inside curve. Keep it on track limits, maybe just a hair over. See when he crosses the line if it is an improvement. It was not an improvement. About 2/10 down on that from his best, so it might be that this is the quickest we're going to see Kumpu at the moment. And Callum, it seems Redford might be having a bit of issues track limits wise.
Yeah, he's the only driver who we know is going to set a time who hasn't set one yet. Obviously, ignore Joe Norber. He's having a 15-minute chill time before he gets going. But I just saw in the YouTube chat apparently Nico Kumpu, Raphael Huell was 3/10 up on a lap, but I think managed to invalidate or have a bit of an issue at some point as Redford runs wide again. I don't even know if that's going to be classed as legal or not. It's a very weird system because you can run quite wide in that corner and it be categorized as legal. He has still got enough time for 2 more laps. No, that was invalidated as well, but it's obviously going to be a thing that the drivers are going to have to manage in the race because you get 3 warnings and then you start getting some penalties as Mike Foxwood again is pulled over. He's still sitting. He's got a couple of tenths to find to get up to the Mustang and ahead of, but Miso Stubner's jumped and split the 2 Ferraris, but Andy Boardman is trying to do something about that as well as he comes through the middle sector up towards the final 2 corners, 9 and 10. We'll see if he manages to keep it within the track limits. But yeah, so far it looks like Ferraris are quite strong. Porsche seems pretty strong as well. So does the McLarens, but Nissan's struggling a little bit. Kevin Boss and Emo Platt in 8th and 13th place. So does Andy Boardman manage to find some time? He does. He finds about 0.5 of a second, but it's not good enough to jump him forward any further, but just takes him to 2/10 ahead of John Dalton.
Yeah, we're on board now with Peter Varga. He's probably going to be looking to go for another 8th place. He's gotten 8th in every race so far this season. Is very pleased about it as well. He's sitting pretty championship-wise, but qualifying, it sort of seems, is never really his thing. He doesn't qualify nearly as well as he races. I say that, and he puts it and shows it to my face and says, hey, watch this. I'm going to jump up to 9th. So a good lap for Varga. Still not a valid lap for Mike Redford. I'm wondering, I have a theory, one of my famous theories. I'm thinking that Mike Redford could be intentionally invalidating laps so he can start from the back but still get more practice. That's my theory. Could be wrong.
I'm not confident in your theory. I've just seen that the new Aston Martin's been announced, by the way, as well, just to go on a complete tangent. Surprise, it's green and black. Shock.
Oh, you mean the Formula 1 car? I thought you were talking.
Yes,
I didn't know if they're doing like a Vantage. I didn't know if they're doing like a Vantage
Evo
Evo 2 or something, and that'd be cool.
No, it would be quite cool to see a new sort of road or GT car from them, but obviously they bought out the Vantage and then the Vantage Evo, so we'll see if anything else comes from their camp, but I think that'll be the car they stick with for a while. John Dalton is currently about 4/10 off, so Lorick and Huell have crossed the line are in the pits. Nico Kumpu is also. John Dalton does make a little bit of progress, but not anywhere near enough to jump up a position. Miso Stubner is the only driver sort of in the top 10 out there still on a lap. You've got Matt Malcolm as well as Mike Redford coming around.
Is it
Now,
gonna be Val?
he usually qualifies quite well and finishes
Val.
quite well. Is he going to manage to? Yeah, he finally sets a
Is.
time. It jumps him up into ninth, so 7/10 off the best, which shows us that he was trying all that time, or whether he was just having some fun and then decided to set it on the last one. I don't know for sure. But Martin Lorek takes pole with the fastest first and middle sector. And then Raphael Huell in second place with a purple sector 3. You've got Nico Kumpu, Misa Stubner, Andy Boardman, John Dalton, followed by Thibaut Roskam, Emo Plate in the first of the Nissans, Mike Redford and Peter Varga qualifying together like they normally do. I think they're normally having a good race with each other. Chris Ecke and Matt Malcolm in 2 McLarens. And then Philip Reeves, the lone Lexus, Kevin Bostan in 14th place, Regubly in the Mustang, bringing a bit of American muscle, Mike Foxall, Hugo Duby, and Joe Dorber. Obviously not setting a time, however, we'll see how much progress he can make. I think we need to do a thing. I was going to say we need to make this a thing, but it's my last one of this season of bets on how far up Joe Dorber makes it.
I think I don't know. The field is looking pretty strong today based on practice times. He was up there. I think he was third or fourth by the time practice ends. I think top five's on the cards. I think it's going to be difficult, but I'm going to say he's going to finish in fifth.
I was going to say sixth, so we're about the
All right.
same level of expectation. I think sixth. I don't know what his plans are for the hour and a half races that we've got coming up, but I don't know. I'm banking on sixth.
You're banking on sixth, and I'm banking on supremely enjoying the patented baby drone grid walk. You know, I wish this was something that most racing series would do, but I, as a drone operator and as understanding of how expensive these race cars are, I could imagine that would just never happen because if it goes wrong, drone hits car, race is delayed, car's damaged, bad. But this is a sim. We can do whatever we want, and I absolutely love it. And just to remind everybody where we are sort of on standings, I'll give you our top 5 because it is quite a fight for the championship. This driver, Miso Stubna, is actually the one who's leading the championship so far. He's been the most consistent, fourth in the first 3 rounds, leading the championship at 144 points. Nico Kumpu, the driver ahead of him, is in second with 142. Martin Lawrence, who missed the first round, and quite honestly, I think if he was here for the first round, he would also be winning this championship because he's absolutely blitzed it so far. We'll see if he can keep that up today. He's in third with 136 points with 2 victories in rounds 2 and 3. Raphael Huell, after the forgettable and probably wishing to forget his performance last week, is in fourth with 130 points, tied with Andy Boardman in fifth, who also has 130 points. So, honestly, 3 rounds to go. It is 100% anyone's game in the championship. There's many other drivers who are within reach. I'd say Joe Dauber is worth mentioning. He's in 621 points. Definitely within reach of a championship trophy if some very good finishes go on. But always, Callum, good to see. Lots of neato custom liveries, good-looking cars, and a super diverse grid. I think that's my favorite part of the season so far, is the diversity we have on the grid.
I think obviously that comes in with the BOP. We're using the LFM BOP. It's quite well known as being sort of the best, most accurate, I'd say, BOP. It provides the best racing. So we have had series, I remember in the past when we've done esports series where we've developed our own BOPs, but they are ridiculously complicated, trying to keep everybody happy at the same time, especially when you're running an esports series. It was quite difficult. I think I can't remember who it was. I think I remember Kevin Boss pulling his hair out at some point while trying to chat through what we were going to do as we see the
that's Serial, by the way. That's a Serial band, Brandon.
I was going to say, I was trying to work out what that was because my Discord preview isn't the best at the moment that we stream off. So I was trying to work out what it was off the picture and could not for the life of me. So
it's a big
but it's
chicken.
nice to see. Is it a big chicken?
Monster chicken.
Monster chicken.
Huge chicken.
Does it not use the word chicken?
No.
Ah, I think we all get what that might be. But yeah, no, it's nice to see a variety of cars. It's nice to see some cars that don't really get the love, like the GTR, the Bentley, you know, things like that. The Lexus as well, getting a bit more attention than they normally would, say. But obviously, these typical cars that people take, the McLarens, the Porsche, the Ferrari, etc., are very heavily represented and will always be in any series. But yeah, it's nice to see, and especially like, you know, you've got a GTR quite up in the field, the Aston Martin's quite high up there, you've got a Bentley on pole. So
I sort of believe at this point that Martin Lawrence could show up in a bicycle. You could put it pretty close to pole.
I think we should have put him in the Jag, but
Oh, that would have been
my vote
absolutely brilliant. Mikhail Sundstrom in the YouTube chat is mentioning that they actually do use drones in GT World Challenges. Our drone is doing what no other drone can do, which is phasing through the boundaries of time and space. And yes, no, they definitely do use a lot of drones in a lot of different series, and I absolutely love it whenever they do it. Occasionally when they throw in an FPV shot around specific corners, love that. I'm a big FPV guy. Super, super fun. I want to film cars with an FPV drone so unbelievably badly, but I need to get a lot better and not crash because I don't want to break somebody's car. But yes, nothing as up close as we see in ACC, but drones are cool as all heck. And I will probably not bring them up again because if I do, I fear I will not stop talking about them. And instead, Callum, we're going to stay on topic. We're going to talk about race cars.
are we? That's not what we normally do.
But they are beginning their formation lap. The slowest they will be going all day, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I feel like I've just jinxed somebody and they're going to end up going about 4 through turn 3, but no. I think as far as if you were Calvin, if you were, you know, Raphael Huell, Andy Boardman, and you sort of maybe are thinking, all right, wins maybe not on the cards, could be, obviously. Martin Lawrence sort of just seemed a bit out of reach the past couple of rounds. What would be your strategy as far as the race? Is it, I want to get as high up as I can, I want to push the car as hard as it can go, I want to be fast, or is it, I feel like I should hold position, I feel like I should get really good points because the championship is so close? So what would you do?
I think, you know, you're seeing in the fact that Miso Stubner's leading the championship by just finishing in 4th every round, that you don't have to necessarily win every round at the moment to get a good championship position. However, obviously we didn't have Martin Lawrence, who started quite far down because he didn't attend the first race. So, you know, I think people like Raphael Huell and Nico Kumpu can probably afford to be a bit more aggressive. If you're looking at someone like Miso Stubner, I think as long as he's finishing in the top 5, he's doing a decent job. What you don't want to do is lose positions, especially on the sort of opening few laps here, which is quite easy to do. Once you sort of get passed by a couple of cars and you end up getting shuffled backwards, essentially, it's very easy for it to all start going downhill, and then the pit stop comes and you're in a disadvantaged position there. But Miso Stubner's got a good starting position. He's starting on the inside for turn 1. Martin Lawrence will have to get a good jump to get away from a Bentley. Mikhail Sundstrom's asking what on earth is a Vinto. I'm not gonna. That's a chat for later on because we are getting ready to go.
We are getting ready to go. We're getting ready to cross the line. Martin Lawrence on pole. Can Raphael Huell have him into turn 1? We will see at any moment. Just waiting for that green flag to wave. Green flag is out, and we are moving. Round 4 in GT3 Masters. Cars already in the background getting up to sorts. Seems like he has done, but Martin Lawrence had a fantastic start. Sort of everybody feeding in the top 5. I see Miso Stubner. He was sort of pulled over to the side. Maybe him not having that good of a start. It's a good start for Dalton, though. He's up a position already on Andy Boardman. 3 wide, give or take in the background. Hopefully nothing happened. Philip Rhea is very deep. Oh, and he's straight into the side of Andy Portman. Misjudged that by about a mile. We have another Porsche off as well. Roscam maybe caught up in that. Oh, that's well, now's a good time to mention we are live stewarding this series, and I think the stewards are going to be very interested in what just happened. Oh, and it's just something that happens.
Peter Varga went in the back of Emma Plate there as well, so there'll be damage on both of those cars. As Emma Plate just had to smash on the brakes because there was cars coming across, and yeah, Philip Rhea, not the finest one that he'll ever have, but we've got 3 wide down into the bottom of the hill as well as McLaren just pushes wide the I think that's the car of Peter Varga there as well. But seeing as how sort of turn 3 went, I don't think that's the worst thing that's going to happen, and they are both still racing.
Yeah, everybody's still moving so far. Philip Rhea definitely in the background, but I know that feeling. I've done that. I've been that guy. You're 3 wide, you're looking left at the car next to you, seeing where they brake, and you've completely missed your braking point. Vargas thinking about it into turn 1. Oh, he's given just enough space by the McLaren of Kreske, but not quite there yet. McLaren. Very much under pressure. Yeah, trying to go for a move like that. You compromise your exit out of the next corner, and you can see what happens. They're side by side through turn 2. Coming up to turn 3, McLaren slightly better on the brakes, but Peter Varga being on the inside, that's all him. That's Kevin Boss in the back of shot thinking, maybe there might be a moment here. They're still too wide. Coming down, it sort of seems McLaren maybe has a bit more straight line speed. Varga dropping back just a touch. He's ahead just about that inside line. Kevin Boss is thinking about sneaking through. He might have done, actually. Now he's too wide with the McLaren. He drops back. Kevin Boss is up a spot. Peter Varga lives to fight another day. And, well, can this carry on for another 57 minutes, you think, Cal? This is sensational stuff.
It's quite a short track, so these guys, whether they're sort of racing each other directly or lapping, are going to be involved with some form of traffic for most of the race. I think we sort of got 2 distinct groups here. One from Martin Lorenk all the way back to sort of MO Plate. To John Dalton, and then you've got MO Plate sort of heading up this second group of cars. It goes all the way back to Philip Rhea and Andy Bourbon at the back actually as well. So something else has happened. A bit of a send from Timo Roscam up the inside of Kevin Boss. Kevin and Timo now in a drag race, but Kevin's got slipstream, and actually he's... Sorry, my bad. Not Kevin Boss. Got confused with my GTRs. But that GTR's a missile in a straight line compared to the Porsche and the Lamborghini. So Joe Dorber's making track already up the field, up to 12th. Obviously did benefit from the difficulties that some people had on the opening lap. Bit of flash of the lights as he starts to make his way towards the back of the McLaren. So we'll see what happened here. But yeah, he just got a great exit. Just about manages to cut to the outside of
Is there a bit of contact?
A Lamborghini.
I think there was a tiny bit of contact.
It's hard to judge that is when you've got an overspeed on the car in front of you. You're moving across the circuit as we see the rear end get a little bit loose there on the Lambo, but it's still tracking in the straight line and going the way he wants it to. But Philip Rhea is trying to make up some ground as well on the back of the Mustang. Hugo Duby's had a problem as well because he's dropped back to the back now behind Andy Bourbon. So I don't know what's quite happened there as Philip Rhea makes the move on the Mustang.
Yeah, Philip Rhea's through. There's Boardman in the back. I think he's going to be the next to try and make a move on the mighty V8 motor. Yeah, I think it's damage control for Philip Rhea now. He knows a penalty's coming, and it's all about getting ahead as far up to the field as he can before the pit stop comes. He's going to be stationary for longer than everybody else. So Stubna is up to 4th, still in 4th, has jumped ahead of, or no, I think he's been in 4th this entire time. He had the fastest lap briefly, I noticed. Raphael Kuhl has just snatched that away. And ladies and gentlemen, today might be the day. Martin Lawrence has company. But it is a proper fight in the top field. We've sort of seen this in every round. There's these packs that begin to form the sort of top 5, top 6 cars break away from the rest of the field and then find their own hacks. This is on board with Raphael Huel, Porsche v Bentley. Huel, after last week's effort, is certainly going to try his best to keep things on circuit, keep things clean. I want to see him go for the win here.
I mean, one thing I was going to just say there is we have seen the Bentley go quite quick after the pit stops. He always manages to find a few tenths sort of after the pit stops and sets even quicker lap times. And Huel's staying in touch for now. I think not necessarily being held up by the Bentley in front, but just following its wheel tracks for the moment, just letting the race unfold, trying to build a gap to Nico Country behind them, because what you don't want to do is do what some drivers have got caught in, and go through these sort of half moves whenever you get the chance to, and then you end up actually losing time and getting shuffled backwards and being put under threat by the cars behind, because he knows Martin Larkin will fight this, like obviously he will. So, you know, what you want to do is build up enough of a gap so that you've got sort of 5-6 seconds maybe to so that when you go for a move and you lose a couple of seconds together, there's not really that much of a problem. I think we saw some cars going out it behind, but it's still Nico Kumpu followed by Miso Stubner as I can see it on the timing screen. No, I think
Miso
Stubner
up to
got
third.
through. Yeah, he
Yep,
definitely got through there. We're seeing Philip Rear on Mike Fox. Rear just gives it the Lewis Hamilton on Alex Albon nudge there, I think.
Oh, that's just... things are not going well for Philip Rear.
Busy.
Yeah, they certainly are. This is Andy Boardman and Mike Foxhole. Is it a bump draft? It is! It's bump drafting! Yes! Love it! A little bit of a bump draft on to Andy Boardman, pushing him along, thinking, hey, you're the quicker car, not really going to try to overtake you. Let's give you a little bit more straight line speed. Boardman certainly suffering quite a bit of damage after the lap 1 proceedings. Nico Kumpu now is the Ferrari in the sandwich, the Aston Martin Porsche sandwich. That's probably a weirdly tasted sandwich. But got overtaken briefly, or not too long ago, by Miso Stubna, maybe getting in the mirrors just a bit coming to turn 3, but definitely having to bide his time, because when it's a fight like this, when you have a car that's right behind you, any move you make is immediately going to put you under threat from the car behind, making a bit of mistakes. Maybe Dalton is on the back now. Going on board with Huel when we were entering turn 3, when he was chasing Martin Lawrence, it looked like the Porsches are very good on the brakes. And Callum, I feel like that's just Porsche GT3 DNA, is just good on brakes. Next.
Yeah, I mean, it's the easiest way to make time in any race car is being decent on the brakes, but you know, it's where you can gain the most from is under braking, and we said this before about sim pedals, etc., and things like that, and the best thing to do is upgrade your brakes. It's the same thing in the car. If you're good on the brakes, you're going to have a good time of making some moves, but John Dalton's really the only one here who can go for this without much consequence, because he knows he can lap up to the guys ahead of him. If he does sort of make a half move and drops back half a second or so, if it doesn't work out, he has got the time to do that, as I know Platt's got a big old gap to him now. You can see him, he's just crossed the start line there. Tilo Roskam is, I think, a car ahead of Philip Rear. He's going for a move on Matt Malcolm here. Matt squeezes him all the way up the dirty side of the racetrack up to the pit wall, and then cuts back out to get the widest line possible. Philip Rear sniffing around in the background. I don't think there's any contact there, but he gets held up behind the back of Thibaut Roskam.
Boardman's looking hungry as well.
Slower, and Andy Boardman's getting involved here. Philip Rear's giving him Matt Malcolm a bit of a bump, I think, going up the hill. So Matt Malcolm is looking like he's cleared. We'll see how good Thibaut Roskam is on the brakes, but Roskam taps the side of Philip Rear. Philip Rear's gone in deep and out-broke himself as well. Matt Malcolm's taken the overall position off all of them, and Thibaut Roskam's left defending from Andy Boardman and Philip Rear.
That was some absolutely fantastic driving from everybody. I mean, you heard me squeaking. I was worried there was going to be a massive accident, but everybody sort of managed to stay out of their way. Very tactical by Rhea to sort of bump the McLaren ahead, hoping he can get a different position. Still struggling on the brakes a bit, going deep into 3, but everyone's fed back into the position where we started at the beginning of last lap, and I must say, kind of hoping that the same thing happens again, because that was fantastic. I think it seems that Boardman and Rhea are really looking hungry in the back. Roskam's maybe thinking, I'm going to play this one long, sort of wait to find my moment on Matt Malcolm, but we'll see how it looks. Sort of everyone's a bit evenly distanced from each other. Boardman's a bit closer to Rhea than everybody else, but certainly doesn't have the straight line speed. Later on the brakes, though, we'll see if he's earlier on the power. You go over that exit curb there. Sometimes that can unsettle a car, sometimes cause you to lose a bit of exit speed, and it seems that he has done just a bit. I wonder if Rhea's thinking about a move here. No, he's not. He's late on the brakes again, though. Just seems, Callum, that he just can't seem to sort his braking point all that well. Oh, wait, what is this? There's suddenly a Ferrari that has just randomly appeared on the scene. That's Mike Redford. Clearly he had an issue, and now Redford's getting battled by Philip Rhea in the Lexus. I don't know what happened to him, but now he's dropping like a stone.
I don't know if he went deep into two. Potentially went deep into two. Let's see here.
Oh no!
He's taken out Peter Varga.
No.
He's done the thing of missing his braking points. I think there are usually polystyrene boards on the left there, and I think if that's what he's been judging his braking point off of, then if they've been destroyed, he might have just struggled or just got distracted a little bit in a lapse of concentration. But Andy Boardman's gone through. I'm imagining there's probably going to be some damage on that Ferrari. It's been a busy one. We're already 13 minutes in, so nearly a quarter of the way through the race. We've still got Raphael Huell holding on to the back of Martin Lawrence in first, but Martin's pulled out another 0.6 or so. So he's now 1.3 in front, but we all know, thanks to the lottery that is ACC pit stops, that could be undone or made upon in a matter of seconds in the pits. We've still got Miso Stubner holding on to third from Nico Kumpu and John Dalton, and then there's sort of that 5-second gap back to 08 Platters. Thibaut Ross comes up to the inside of Peter Varga. Philip Rhea sniffing around again to see if there's anything going for him here, and he's managing to get a bit of a drag on the
target
Ferrari.
acquired.
Dino is quick in a straight line as that Lexus, and he's going to go. He's going to drive down the inside, and he turns across the front end of Peter Varga and straight into the wall. Varga's now got into contact with Andy Boardman, but the Lexus has been turned straight into a wall. It's been pit maneuvered. We did have a comment asking in the YouTube chat if this is like NASCAR, and I mean, you're the American expert here, Jack. It seems like it is so far, but yeah, straight into a wall. So that is Philip Rhea, I think, done and dusted. No, he's still going.
No, he is still going. I think he sort of pinged off the wall and got straightened out pretty quickly. He hasn't dropped. I mean, he's dropped a lot of positions, but he hasn't dropped them all. He's down into 16. But yeah, I think he was sort of squaring up, sort of trying to squeeze Varga towards the very end of the corner, but I think overdid it just a bit, missing turn 9, going wide through turn 9, coming back onto the circuit, and well, getting ready to take the position back from Mike Vauxhall. But hopefully it's something a bit cleaner. He does jump in front, hits his braking point, and sends it through cleanly. Vauxhall's a bit wide. It's Boardman and Varga fighting now. Varga having to suffer the missile that was Mike Redford that time. See, he's thinking about it down the inside, doesn't quite have the overlap. Mira Raguibi is suddenly joined the fight as well. I will say Matt Malcolm and Thibaut Roskam have said, I think I've had enough of this. We're going to go have our battle just a little bit elsewhere. They've sort of walked away just a bit. They're still on each other completely. Sort of this fight started with these two, then became a 6-car fight, and then it became an 18-car pileup. But these two have made it out unscathed, and I can guarantee Callum are absolutely sweating bullets.
Well, it shows you how much time you can lose by sort of making moves in inopportune places or just getting tangled up with other cars. You know, these guys have lost sort of 6 or so seconds maybe to those two who are running up in front in sort of the outside of the top 10. But I was going to note that Joe Dorber's got past Kevin Boss up ahead as well. So as the pit window now opens, so these guys can pull into the pits if they need to. And I think Varga and Rhea have both taken that option. They will both have damage on their cars from incidents, I think, throughout the race. Definitely Philip Rhea will. So they've managed to make it to the pit window so they can serve their mandatory pit stop. They have a litre of fuel and a mandatory tyre change, but they can obviously also fix damage that has been sustained in the first sort of 15 or so minutes of the race. The stewards are furiously working away. I did hover over one of their live previews, and they are mid-looking at incidents, and they've got one more to go, and they'll start posting penalties. Yes, McKenna, they have started pitting. That is the answer to your question. I don't know if they watch the live stream or not, because that would be probably a bit too much, but yes, they have. So far, it is still Lorenk ahead of Huel, but Huel's gained about 3/10 back, and then you've got this battle, which is Miso Stubner, who is ahead of Nico Kumpu, and John Dalton still just sort of lurking in that background. You could say he's very nearly on the pace of the guys in front of him.
Yeah, he's certainly lurking, and this is this is the championship fight at the moment between these two. It's Stubna leading, followed by Kumpu. Ultimately, Martin Lawrence, if this was the final race tally, would be outscoring both of them. He would take the lead of the championship. But between these two, I mean, they're rivals at the moment. So this sort of has implications. Here's Matt Malcolm and Roskam. They've caught up to the back of Kevin Boss, who was maybe getting a bit tired of having cars up his backside. But, well, there's going to be a couple more. And if I know Kevin, and I do, he is going to fight it like a lion. Here's Dauber now catching up to Kreske. I say, McLarens are doing well. They've sort of not had very many good rounds so far, and it's good to sort of see him fighting towards the upper midfield. A good race from Matt Malcolm and Kreske. Kreske is a new arrival, and as soon as I mention their name, they've made a mistake. That's what we call a commentator's curse. Dauber's going to think about it now around the outside of 8 and around the outside of 5 and 6. He's going to hold it. Kreske keeps him. Oh, Dauber's just a bit wide, sliding just a bit out. Tokyo Drift style is a missing after all. But he's going to drop back, not having lost too much time in his next opportunity. You could think about it into turn 9, but that would be bold. He is going to think about it into turn 9. Oh, he's just... The door's shut in his face. Not much he can do about that. It's going to be a race to the finish, a race to the line. Now, but here's the thing. Do you think about... Do you go in turn 1? I think he's going to think about it into turn 1. A little bit of weaving from the 2. Figuring out where he's going. Such a good shot to see exactly where they're braking, exactly how much space is being given, just enough space mid-corner, just enough on the exit. He's fantastic racing from the pair. Dauber, though, seems to have, well, they're about equal on straight line speed. I think the McLaren might be pulling ahead just a touch, entering the braking zone of 3. Dauber's better on the brakes and sends it up and through the hill. He had a compromised entry, so this could come right back at him. We'll see. The Nissan Missile versus the McLaren Missile, but I think it's Joe Dauber. He's going to take that up to 7th position and doing really well, quite frankly. It's another good Dauber start from the back of the field. Only a couple more positions, and he'll be in the window that we suspected he would be, Callum.
I think that is a perfect example of how to defend effectively, even from a car that is noticeably quicker, sort of behind you. Nico Kumpu really trying. That will be a track limit infringement for sure. One of his three strikes he gets. But yeah, Kreske didn't have necessarily the one lap pace that Joe Dauber did, but just managed to put the car in all the right places. Was aware of every where the other car was around him, where he could push, where he could squeeze, where he could give space, the lines he had to take in order to get runs out of corners that didn't leave him compromised. And it inevitably fell short in that sort of turn 1 is where it really sort of came undone for him, because it left Dauber the opportunity to be up the side, up the hill into 3. And Kevin is still holding off Thibaut Roskam and Matt Malcolm, but I feel like we saw McLaren was quite quick in a straight line compared to the GTR at a point, but the Porsche I think struggles a little bit in a straight line from time to time. So McLaren tries it round the outside, but he's not going to make a move there. Porsche holds it as Kevin tries to run away. I'm being told there are some juicy penalties that are being applied, which we will start to see coming up on our screens shortly. but they haven't been posted quite yet. But we've got inside information that there are some big uns in there.
I mean, I can imagine there was some big ins on the circuit, and most everybody's coming away. There's the first one.
15-second time penalty. The first, like you say, the first one. Lap 1, turn 3. This is for Philip Rea for severe avoidable contact. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that one out. At least in this series, we're going to see it now. This is the
other one.
This is the other one. So this is a warning for avoidable contact. I'm
a bit surprised that's only a warning.
No, it's not. It's not that. That is a 5-second penalty for pushing a car off the track. We didn't get the warning for avoidable contact. The lap 1, turn 3 incident is the big dive, which basically means that Philip Rea has been given 20 seconds of time penalties, and Joe Dorber has a 5-second time penalty for pushing Philip Rea, I believe, off the circuit.
Interesting. I don't know if we actually saw that one. I do fully trust our stewards.
Lap 1, turn 8, so it was off the exit of the middle sector, I believe.
Interesting. Yeah, that says you're coming down the hill. Yeah, no, that's not something, unfortunately, we don't have.
They are also being given warnings for bump drafting, and there's a lot of minor contact in there, but we won't bore you with reading all of them out, because we'll be here for a year, because we've only made it up to lap 7, turn 2, and there are 4 incidents in lap 7, turn 2. That are all minor contacts, so we'll ignore them and just read you the big ones. So basically, Joe Dorber's been given 5 seconds for pushing someone off a circuit. Philip Rea has been a very naughty boy in turn 3 on lap 1 and been given 15 seconds, and then another 5 seconds for pushing a Lambo off at the end of what I would call the DRS straight. But
Yep, there's a 5-second that just dropped in for Mike Redford. I can guarantee that that's going to be turn 3 as well. That's when he made a bit of a hash of the braking zone as well, and
I'm surprised that's only 5.
I am a bit surprised as well. It was only one car on one car, and Philip Rea involved multiple vehicles. So I don't know. I fully trust our stewards. They have the rubric. There's a reason they're there, and I'm here. And here's
Philip Rea went for the class.
Yeah,
this might be why Redford got a penalty.
I'm certain it was for the other one. We'll see. I think it was just a little bit of a nudge on the back straight, but yeah, I can. I trust their rubric. Ah, here it is. I believe. Yeah.
I take my points back. I forgot about that little one.
Yeah. I think it's just because it's one car on one car. Ultimately, it wasn't super costly. The cars both kept moving. I trust them. They have the knowledge. They have the skill. Dare I say, the swag? I think our stewards have the swag. And if you think you have enough swag to join the stewards team, or the broadcast team, or the commentary team, come to join our Discord. Go to the staff vacancies channel. No previous experiences required. Kevin Boss is getting a little bit wiggly coming out of turn 8. Went onto the gravel just briefly, and that allowed Thibaut Roskam to come on through. It's move made, but I don't think it's battle done. But yes, if you have the staff vacancies check and do the stuff that it says in there, message to the right people. Join us for some fun, for some racing, or just, watch us on any other stream, because we're glad you're here regardless. Or come race on championships. Speaking of championships, Multi-Sprint Season 5 has been officially announced. The start date for that is leaving my brain briefly. I'm sure.
Hold the line, caller.
It starts February 27th. That is 2 weeks from this coming Friday. That is our Friday LMU multi-class WEC style series. It's been great, and it keeps coming back because people really enjoy it, and it's been stellar racing.
We had 2 splits last time, so I believe there is the option of that as well this time.
There is as well. We'll see how that pans out, because it was dwindling drivers at the very end of the series, which was a little bit tough to see. But as I trust the stewards, I trust the people in charge, and I'm sure they will do their best to make it a good season regardless. And Redford now with well, that's Philip Rhea behind, but he's down a lap. I am curious. Normally, I'd have information in front of me where I could see how long everybody's pit stops were. Unfortunately, I don't. It is not working today. But I can say for sure that Varga, Rhea, and I would say Boardman probably getting some damage repairs. I do have the times in front of me because our broadcaster is wonderful. A normal sort of stop time seems like 1:10 there or thereabouts. Philip Rhea was there stationary for 1:40. And
probably about 30 odd seconds of damages he's got there. And that doesn't include the fact he's still got to serve a 20-second penalty, so that'll get added on at the end of the race.
Yes. Yeah.
It would have been a 2-minute stationary stop.
That's a tough one. Miro Raguibi was stationary for 1:20, so maybe fixing some damage there. But I guess Peter Varga, he was stationary for a normal amount of time, so I guess he not enough damage worth repairing from the incident between him and Mike Redford.
I think maybe he was just trying to get out of the way of everything. Sort of saw everything was getting a bit too spicy up ahead, and maybe just trying to get some clear space into the well-known John Dalton.
Yeah, that could be for sure. It's still, this battle is still raging. We've been checking in on what everybody else has been doing. These two have still been going absolutely at it. It's Miso Stubna and Nico Kumpu. John Dalton, though, he's dropped back just a bit. He's well within range of any sort of, if these two start battling, start losing enough time, John Dalton will be on them in a moment. The very top of the field, though, fuel has begun to drop a bit off the back of Martin Lawrence. We've seen this where towards the end of the stint, Lawrence seems to, whether it's the way he is able to hold on to his tires or just generally the way he drives the car, he's able to keep up more consistent pace for longer. And I'm sure Raphael Huel's thinking about some fresh tires and some fresh fuel and to get back into the charge. We are just about at halfway distance, Callum, and the action, it's been action aplenty. I'm looking forward to more.
Yeah, I don't know what quite we're seeing here. These guys are battling on circuit.
Oh.
So Mike Redford has been spun around by Philip Rhea and then just about managed to get out of the way of Foxwell behind, I think it was.
Yeah.
Philip Rhea, I think he's on, let's put it this way, he's on the radar of the stewards, well and truly firmly. I've never seen a disqualification in an RCI race.
Haven't either, and I'm wondering if perhaps it's possible, because just as a reminder, Rhea and Redford, that was not a battle on circuit. That's Philip Rhea, who's a lap or two down from Mike Redford, attempting to unlap themselves and spinning that car around. So I'm sure the stewards have adequate actions that they are able to take, and they will do the best possible thing. But it's been an incredibly clumsy day for Philip Rhea, and hopefully maybe the clumsiness is come to an end. Perhaps I think we're going to see that again. Just see what happens. I mean, fairly normal, and I think it's just Rhea maybe scrubs just a tad bit wide. Mike Redford gives enough space, and it's just sort of a bit of a dink round, as I'd call it. And these two, you know, this is it. I feel like Miso Stubna, because it was the same thing last week. It was John Dalton leading Miso Stubna for the battle for third. And now the shoe is slightly on the other foot, where Stubna is leading a car, but you can't seem to stay away from someone being in somebody's mirrors for pretty much the entire race. And I'm wondering if it's going to be one on strategy, Callum. I mean, pit stops are very important. Race strategy is sometimes everything, and I feel like it could be decided on pit lane.
Yeah, I mean, John Dalton is still lurking in that background slot is they've got traffic to deal with here. It's the 33 McLaren up ahead, so we'll see how they navigate that. He manages to pull over to the side and let them through. That is how you deal with a car who is a lap ahead of you. But yeah, no, Misa Stubner, he's always defending, I feel like. I've never seen Misa Stubner on the attack, I don't think, in an RCI race for recent history, but he's very, very good at it, isn't he? So Emo Platt is in the pits as well, just looking at it. So is Kevin Boss. Emo Platt's coming out ahead of Kevin Boss, but Misa Stubner dives in, and wow, Nico Kumpu follows him, which is... Oh, Nico Kumpu went in a bit deep into the pit there. Nearly smashed it into the wall on the outside, and just about saved it on the grass. And John Dalton follows him in as well. So John's banking on this being a smooth stop for him, or a smoother stop than the cars ahead. We'll follow this in. Misa Stubner's got the earlier pit box. Obviously, there are no collisions on in the pit lane, so they do phase through one another. That is why. But Misa Stubner's got the advantage of having the earlier pit box and seeing how these goes for the cars ahead of him.
I'm gonna guess they all hit their pit boxes because they didn't get pushed backwards.
Like
yeah, they didn't. As a reminder, in ACC, entering pit lane is no trivial matter. Well, entering pit lane is as it would be in any other sim. Entering your pit box, though, is no trivial matter because if you miss your spot, you will either have to reverse the car yourself or you will have to be picked up and pushed backwards to be in your pit box. That can cost you valuable seconds, but it seems like because all the cars stopped, engines were turned off, they're all moving again, and well,
same order.
It's the same order. It's the exact same. They all nailed their stop, and
Kumpu might have lost a bit of time, a little bit,
just a smidge. Just a smidge. John Dalton, though, has sort of been brought back in, but I think Stubner had the best of it, but I can guarantee that those times are well within a second of each other, and that's impressive. That's can be a bit tricky to nail that, and we've sort of seen races undone in the past by a poor pit stop. Times are coming in now. Let's see, we got a 108.4, a 108.8, and a 108.0. So Dalton had the quickest stop. That's what sort of brought him a little bit closer. And those 0.4 difference between Kumpu and Stubner meant that they sort of switched around a little bit. Here's Kreske on Kevin Boss. Oh.
I have some news. We have a disqualification alert. I very nicely asked our stewards to give us this before it happens, so we know what is going on. But I am hearing that I believe Philip Rea is going to be disqualified from this race after that last incident. Too many incidents in too short an amount of time, and I think the stewards have adjudged this to be a bit too egregious. I mean, you know, he's sort of come out all guns a-blazing, and it's a shame for Philip Rea, but it's a tricky one to say. I don't think I've seen it since we stopped giving DQs for automatically for takeouts.
Oh,
but,
the penalty, it's gone up to 40 seconds,
wow.
And soon he will be removed from the circuit. But no, you're right.
The reason the penalties has gone up is because you accrue penalty points. We have a point system, so yeah, there he goes. Philip Rea's back in the pit lane, but we have a penalty point system, so those points will still be applied. And yeah, that is the first time I have seen a driver get disqualified from a race in a long time. But you got to say, Jack, there's some blurb here actually. I've been told to read apparently, although I'm not seeing it.
Well, it's. I'm sure we'll see that in 2 seconds and hear that in 2 seconds. But you're right. It is a tricky thing, and certainly it's not anything against, I mean, the driver necessarily. I mean, obviously they did what they did. They made the mistakes they made, and the stewards have deemed that that's too much. That's the limit. And
I think
you are no longer
to highlight,
allowed to
these are mistakes that are being made.
Absolutely.
They are not egregious decisions. This is not, you know, we've all seen that video going around the internet a couple of weeks ago of like one car in LMU, I think it was, just going absolutely ham. And you know, that's
and
why we
RCI
have these
member
systems
was
in
there.
place. Yes, it was very difficult. It's why we have these systems in place. But this is the one we didn't see. It's on Hugo DB, and it's just one too many.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. These are mistakes. These aren't, you know, somebody who's just had a bad day and decided to take it out on the drivers on circuit. I think we're very fortunate that that kind of thing I don't think has really ever happened, and I don't think really will ever happen at RCI. We have such a good crop of drivers, and it's all respectful, and I can guarantee that Philip Ria's probably going to be in the drivers chat, if not already, apologizing, you know, making amends, and hopefully they sort of maybe take a moment, practice a little bit more before next week, and sort of try to come back stronger and better. Here's Krekske on Boss. This fight's been brewing for a little bit. Positions have changed hands. I think they're going to change hands again. McLaren, though, does seem very quick in a straight line. I think both drivers sort of trying to squeeze each other in different directions. Last of the late breakers. They're basically dead even. Kevin Boss is on the inside. Krekske has a bit more, just a bit more mid-corner, bit more on the exit, and I think has that move relatively done. Very good, very clean. Love a bit of hard racing.
I've been impressed by that McLaren today. That McLaren is showing some good defense and some very good sort of, you know, considerate driving around under the cars. Just a point, actually, Joe Dorber is just pitted from second place. He made his way all the way up to second because he was one of the few drivers that hadn't pitted yet. But yeah, he's pitted from second place in this race. Redford is the only other driver that hasn't pitted yet, so he does have a 5-second stop to serve. And that, yeah, that just coming in from the stewards now. The official posting is for the reasoning is the maximum license point limit for a race has been reached. So yeah, that is why the DQ has been given out. It's not to do with anything else other than the fact that they've just basically gone over the maximum amount of license points. If this was post-race stewarding, like normally do, they would not be allowed to partake in the next race that happened. But no, yeah, maximum license points limits reached for this race. I can't get my words out now.
It's all good, but yeah, you know, I think the right action was taken. It's there are rules. There is a code. The code was broken. The action has been taken, and you know, everybody will move on, and hopefully we'll see Ria back and better than ever in the next couple of rounds. They're still going at it, Callum. They're still just ebbing and flowing between the two. I don't think Kumpu's been further than half a second, 6/10 off the back of Stubna since they switched places earlier in the race. And when I said earlier that I think it might come down to the pit stops, I'm glad it didn't, because this is just way better.
It's what we like to call a good old-fashioned ding-dong of a battle, this is. And you can see poor old John Dalton is still there. Martin Brundle on Sky F1, and he's the king as far as I'm concerned. John Dalton's still there. I'm not going to do the iRacing spot impression as much as Jack probably wants me to do. That's staying in the multi-sprint. Was it multi-sprint season 3?
Yeah, it might have been season 3. It was season 3 or season 2.
Season 3.
But
it was Spa. I know that, and I think it was season 3. I think it was the crazy.
I think it was Monza. I thought it was Monza.
No, it was Monza.
It was through turn 1, I believe. The most famous T1 of all time.
Yes. Oh no, it was. Didn't we have the alternate T1? I can't remember.
I really don't remember. I don't know.
I'm going to destroy my desk. Did a total wolf on it.
Oh, Nico's as close as he's ever been going towards turn 1. He's going to think about it on the brakes. Oh, he just dives back in.
He locked the rear axle.
Did he?
Yeah, he locked it. I guarantee if you go back and look at that onboard, he locked the rear axle there. The amount that car dived.
Hold on. Stop the presses. We have information about Adam Krekske. They're allegedly 13 years old. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, he locked the rear.
Yeah, he did.
Wow. He tried to turn and sort of brake and cut in at the same time, and it locked the rear axle. That nearly put him in the wall. Adam Kreske's 13.
It's unbelievable. And
wow.
Adam Kreiske's mother is in the chat, and if we are butchering the last
Oh
name,
my God, that's Mrs. Kreske.
I so apologize. We do it to everybody. It's not just your son.
Wow. Yeah,
But
that is part of being an Eastern European named person and racing in this series. Wow, he's quick.
It's not just the pace that surprises me. It's also
it's the maturity of the decisions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's sort of the racing IQ and sort of
absolutely
doing a lot of things right. That is so impressive.
That is incredible. Hats off. I mean, if he wants
Driver
to join
of the
us after
day.
the race, then he definitely can be. But yeah, I mean, we've still got 20 minutes to go, but we're giving out already. Sorry, Martin Lawrence, you have absolutely dominated. But
you're an adult, so you lose.
You should know how to race by now. But,
you're saying
absolutely
that would imply, Callum, that we should know how to race. Very good.
I mean, there's a reason why we're in here and they're out there. What's depressing is the 13-year-old is absolutely seconds a lap faster than the we're both in the R20s. So he's nearly half my age. God, that's so much. Wow.
That's awful. I know. Wow. Everything hurts. Everything hurts.
Our broadcaster is more than double his age. That's Sebastian Bruno makes a very good point. That is some serious race ability.
That's actually fantastic. That's such good young talent. Yeah. I hope you continue. And obviously, you're always welcome here. You're now broadcaster favorite.
Some of these people at sort of the top of this race, Martin Loring definitely, Raphael Hewler did, competed in esports events. They all took part in our Alpine. We ran an Alpine's esports event recently, and they were all sort of competing within it. Yes, granted they didn't get top times in that, but you've got people up the top end of F1 esports, etc., doing that event as well, and they were competing for, I think it was something like 20,000 quid's worth of prizes. But to be on the same grid and showing the same racecraft as those guys at that age, the pace will come. I mean, you've got 7 years on most of the people that are in this race at least.
And in some cases, in the case of Sebastian Brunet, it's a little bit more than that, but I won't say more than that because he outed himself in the YouTube chat. I didn't do anything.
Sebastian Brunet is over the age of, whatever 4 times 13 is. 52.
Hey, you did your math.
If anything,
math moment.
Napkin math moment. It's more. It's almost. Well, what age does it start to get impressive the other way?
Oh, that's a good point. I mean? Ooh, that's a bit of conversation.
If you're 13 and quick, that's impressive. If you're 30 and quick, that's sort of like, well, yeah, if you're doing this still when you're 30, you should probably be quick. At what point does it go the other way and be like, damn, you're like, in your 60s and you're, got your direct drive set up? I don't know. I don't know at what point I'd say that becomes impressive, but
I feel like I don't know. I think you know what? I'm gonna blanket statement. I think anybody who chooses to play any sort of sim, any sort of racing game, also would choose to do their time is cool and great, and I'm impressed because
you can impress Kerrigan as well.
And everybody is. Yeah. Oh, he is pitting finally. I think Redford.
His 5-second penalty.
I think Redford. He did this last week and led the race for a little while, and I think he's just sort of become accustomed to. I mean, it's nice. You get to drive around for 15 or so minutes on the podium and get your screenshots in. I would do the same thing. Because
I think he's going to come out net gaining from this as well, just by driving around in sort of the clearer air at the front end. I mean,
yeah, he's still stationary. I'm trying to see. I think he
obviously did lose quite a bit of time in those earlier incidents. So
yeah, he's coming out now. I think he's going to come out ninth because he's moving now, heading towards pit exit. Eighth. No,
I don't know. We'll work it out.
We'll see in about 2 seconds as everything updates. No, actually, he's 13. How did we get that wrong?
Wow, I don't know.
How did I do that?
ACC's timing screens are a bit weird because they only update every sector, so that is how that's happened.
Yeah. I am a
Just,
dingus.
yeah, it's not very well judged. Please, I would say fix, but the ACC aren't developing any further.
Yeah, please fix. Never.
This is an old game, and that's the decision they've made from the start, and they're sticking with it. Martin Lorick is still in first. He's done that thing that I said he does. This second stint, he's just unlocked a little bit more, and he's pulled away sort of another second or so, I think, at least from Raphael Huel. So, yeah, he's currently behind the Mustang that's wrapping around into 16th place at the moment, but I'm sure they'll respectfully move over. Yep, there we go. It's a favourite place to let someone by there because you don't lose an awful lot of time. Or maybe just learn a little bit from the lines, maybe, of Martin Lorick. Try and stay in the wheel tracks for a little bit before Raphael Huel comes up. But yeah, so we've got about 13 minutes to go. You've got Martin Lorick and Raphael Huel still battling out at the top. Miso Stubner is our resident defence expert, I think, is now his new title. Sebastian, I'm not reading that out on stream. It's not worthy. If you want to see what his joke is, look in the comments. Miso Stubner is still leading Nico Kumpu. And then John Dalton is... I think now he's entered the John Dalton zone of being in 5th. That made Bibby laugh, by the way, Sebastian. So
I liked your joke as well.
Emma Play is ahead of Joe Dorber, but not by a lot, I don't think. So I'm just saying, my prediction of 6th place might be bang on the money here.
And it could be bang on the money. And you know what? I think that if he didn't have a penalty, I know it was only 5 seconds, but I think.
Well, if he didn't have a penalty right now, he would be in 5th.
He would be 6th, I believe. I think he's a good, because Emma Plate's a good, I think 10 plus seconds.
Oh no, yeah, my
adrift,
bad,
16 seconds adrift.
I looked at the wrong number.
That is, I forgive you. I forgive you. But no, I think, I mean, I will say the fact that we're both predicting that Joe Dauber is going to go from 18th position to anywhere in the top 10 is unbelievably impressive, and I feel like we just sort of glossed over that. We've gotten so used to it that it's just like, oh yeah, it's that thing that happens all the time. This guy just drives through the field because he feels like it. It's unbelievable pace.
I would like to see it. I would like to see it Monday, maybe next Monday, championship we do.
Reverse grid.
Just goes.
Can we do a reverse grid?
No, that would be chaos. We've seen what happens when there's a regular grid.
I think it's a good idea.
I mean, I'd be open to something along the lines of like doing like a BTCC championship, maybe on like, I think iRacing has the BTCC cars, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I feel like that would be really cool where we did like 3 races, they were all like 15, 20-minute sprints, you know, one of them's a reverse grid from a certain point, you know, stuff like that would be quite interesting. It's sort of a genre of car we haven't really featured. We're very much GTs and hypercars, etc. And I don't know. I feel like a touring car championship is.
I agree.
Just from the and we relax the rules enough to the point of if you door bang through the turn and you both make it through, you're all right, like it is in the BTCC. I think it's one of the best championships in the UK to watch. Yeah, Mikhail, that's what I'm thinking. iRacing does have TCR, so
yes,
I would be up
does
for
BTCC
that.
use just the TCR spec?
They aren't exactly the same. However,
they are mostly the same.
The most comparable sort of car to a BTCC car in Sim. BTCC went through rules of having hybrids. There we go. Mikhail Sundström has said he's already signing up, so
I'd sign up. I'd do it.
I think I'd do that as well. The problem is we'd have no one to commentate it.
That's okay. That's okay. I could do both. I could drive. No, I think touring cars is my favorite spec of race car because to me it's just, in a lot of ways, it makes the least sense. Why make it? Why keep it front engine, front wheel drive?
Well, it's not necessary. It doesn't have to be. So they are
TCR.
They are
well, all the current TCR cars are front wheel drive. So, none of them are anything.
Yes, TCR, BTCC, the BMWs are real. So.
See, there aren't BMWs. Fair enough. But yes,
But TCR is the same idea in the sense that it is sort of spec chassis with bodies over the top, and a spec engine and a spec drivetrain, etc. So yeah, I mean, I really hope that it would be something we at least considered, to be fair, even as a one-off event potentially, and see how it went down. Yeah, I don't control that. You don't control that either. But
someone does.
maybe we'll have a word with the powers that be. The powers that be being Jesse Lee and his.
Mikhail Sundstrom has also mentioned proper super touring sim when, and I agree. I would argue though that
do we make it mandatory that to do that you have to have a sequential shifter on your rig?
Yes.
Just for ball.
Yes. And if you're looking for a sequential shifter, I have one. It's great. It's from our partners at Moser Racing. That was fine. Come on, that was. I'm on fire today.
Probably about as smooth as you've ever done it. The fact that you've actually remembered to do it.
Yeah,
sorry, Joe Dolber is currently attacking our main plan.
See, it always happens, but I will still carry on. Nonetheless, if I see something that's worth mentioning, I will mention it briefly. But yes, some of our wonderful, wonderful partners, of one of which is Moser Racing, they help us do everything we do here, and they're always worth giving a shout out, even though sometimes I forget. But I will start by talking about Moser Racing. They are an excellent, incredible provider of top quality direct drive hardware that doesn't break the bank. I'm seeing it. It might happen. Joe Dauber's thinking about it. It's going to be a late breaker battle between the GTRs.
Going down the inside.
He's got the overlap on the brakes. He's given plenty of room by Emo Plate. I think Emo Plate thinking, I won't fight this one too hard. I think Dauber's got the pace, or maybe considering coming back at him down the straight. But no, I think it's just a nice, clean move from Joe Dauber. Some Nissan action. But yes, back to my regularly scheduled. Really? Can you stop racing, please? I just want to thank people. This is brutal.
It's all right. Nico Kumpu's still stuck behind me, so stop.
That's true. If that, hopefully that won't change now, considering it hasn't changed for the past 40 minutes. But I know it's gonna happen. I will keep an eye on it as always. But yes, Moser Racing, an excellent provider of high quality, extremely well priced direct drive hardware. Not just racing sim stuff, but they have trucking gear and flight sim gear. They're actually sort of released some new flight sim gear, which seems very exciting. Everything's very cool, and I often spend money on Moser gear because it's wonderful and awesome. And another one of our wonderful partners, if you're in the business of upgrading your gear, thinking about getting a new rig, head over to Ready Set Sim. If you want to build the sim rig of your dreams or your budget, that is the place to go. All of our partner information, all of their links are in the description. So if you're curious about checking them out, head down there to do it. Also, thank you to Coach Dave Delta, because if you want to get faster lap time begins with Delta. It'll help you sort of find that extra bit, get up to speed a little bit quicker. They have wonderful setups, good apps, and coaching all available from their side. They are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. And if you're looking for some good deals, especially on PC titles, head over to Green Man Gaming. They have excellent deals always. I'm regularly perusing their site to see what they have. Oftentimes it's new titles. Here's Matt Malcolm thinking about it on Peter Varga. Varga got a little bit out of shape coming out of one in the McLaren Missile, thinking about it. Is he going to stay defensive? I don't think Matt Malcolm is. I feel like he sort of hasn't done. Oh, it's a little bit of a wiggle from both of them. They both make it through the corner reasonably well. Varga, a late move, but still judged well enough. Matt Malcolm's going to have to fight this one back. And I know he's going to do it hard. If anything, it's going to have to be around the outside. He's poised very well. He's thinking about it. Maybe a switchback. It is actually surprisingly difficult to switch back on this corner because the way that the camber of the circuit changes as you're going down the hill, you can still get a massive exit. Oh my lord, he closed up a lot under braking and maybe compromised his exit just a bit. Redford now has joined the party. And I'm not going to get through this partner read, am
I? No, quick.
I will
Before we get to turn one again.
I will continue on. Here's Mike Redford on the back. They're all wide. Mike Redford's the widest. And maybe a couple of track cuts. No drive-throughs today, which is worth mentioning. I'm a bit surprised that... Oh, wait.
Whoa. Malcolm's letting through.
Matt Malcolm is letting him through. I am pretty certain, I'm going to double check right now. Yes, they are in a Discord call together, so it might be a little bit of shenanigans. Maybe saying, hey, Mike, go catch Varga and hold him up, and then I will.
Discord call together, or is it just...
Many of them. It is, I think, Dauber's there, Boss is there, Redford, Kumpu, and Roskam are all hanging out.
So Varga isn't. So maybe
Varga is not.
That Malcolm has said to, like you said to Mike Redford, I'm tired of this. You have a go.
Yeah, it could be that, but we're, I gotta say, sitting in a call with other drivers, I hate to tell you, for those of you who don't know, if you're not in the Discord call, you are going to be worked against. Because naturally, if you're in a Discord call with people, you sort of treat each other like teammates. Because why not? We're all friends here, and I hate to say it, Peter Varga, if you're listening, you could be getting schemed against right now. Kumpu knows he's running out of time. He's running out of laps.
I reckon they're in a Discord call together.
Well, I know Kumpu's in the call with everybody else,
okay.
so I'm sure that Redford and Malcolm and Boss and everybody is probably hearing the frustrations.
Having to deal with seeing the back of a Aston Martin for the last 57 minutes.
Yeah, it's very... It's impressive how much Redford closed up very quickly. It only took him about a lap to make up the time, and he's absolutely flying. As a reminder, earlier on in this race, there was a bit of contact between the two. He is going for it. He has the run. Varga's on the inside, though. Varga doesn't give up the inside. He never gives up the inside for this race. Redford goes a bit wide. He goes back out of the time. It's a bit of a touch, but not enough to be much of an issue.
Varga did leave enough room to hang it round the outside if he wanted to, so it wasn't forced off track.
Absolutely. But I think around the outside is what Redford's going to try to do. Maybe a little bit of a touch coming down. And Matt Malcolm, I guarantee, is licking his lips right now. He's like, I'm ready. I want to join this. This looks fun. Ooh, just sort of taking that position with aggression, but sort of being forced off a bit. Being a bit close.
Oh, no,
Nico Kumpu has overtaken Miso Stubna, and we missed it. And
he's overtaken Miso Stubna by quite a distance.
I think Ragibi has elicited that overtake because he's suddenly in between the two. I'm wondering if it was a bit of traffic and a bit of management from Kumpu to finally get through. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to, which I would just like to apologize on behalf of everyone.
This is all we have.
This is going to be... That's all we have.
Ragribi's far enough ahead, so it's a mistake. It must be a mistake.
Oh!
You don't lose that much time without making a mistake. So I'm looking at where they were on the racetrack there and where we last saw them. I'm going to say it was either a mistake into
a drive-through for Matt Malcolm as well.
The middle sector. Matt Malcolm's got a drive. That must be why he let him through. Matt Malcolm knew he was on his last warning, and that's probably why he's let Varga go. It's because he knew he was on his last warning. He knew he probably wasn't going to get a move. Sorry, Mike Redford go. He knew he wasn't going to get a move done without potentially risking it, and it's backfired. He won't have to serve it, but it is more beneficial to serve it. And Martin Laurent is actually coming up on the back of all these guys, so it might be a good way to get out of the way.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're getting ready to do our final lap, and good news, I still haven't finished talking about our partners, so I'm going to do that right now because I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that nothing happens. We missed the most important thing, but blame Nico Kumpu. I hold him personally responsible for doing it when we weren't ready. That's just not very nice. And yeah, there's Matt Malcolm in to serve his DT, and I believe I was talking about Green Man Gaming and how you can get wonderful deals on PC titles, not just sim racing titles, but basically everything, including games that have just come out. It's very often that a game will be released and be immediately on a bit of a deal at Green Man Gaming. So head over to them, and we also have IMAX, our wonderful partner for virtual reality. That's Hugo Dubey. It's not for position, getting out of the way valiantly of the race leader. And Pimax has an unbelievably incredible range of VR headsets. Super absurd clarity, super high resolution. They've sort of been pushing the envelope on what you can fit into a VR headset. It's unbelievable. I want one. I want to see what it's like to have many thousands of pixels less than an inch away from my eye, because VR is awesome and I think underrated. And last but certainly not least, thank you to Motorsport UK for having us as a recommended sim racing community. If you want to get into iRacing, they have a cool deal. I just used it. It's wonderful. Year of iRacing for like 28 quid. Super good stuff. And super good stuff as well from Martin Lawrence. We haven't really talked about him enough because he's just, he's just been out there doing it. He managed to take the fastest lap on his second stint, and he manages to go 3 for 3 on races he's shown up to. He's won all 3 that he's been here for, and is anybody gonna stop him? Raphael Huell was close today, but not quite close enough. And for Nico Kumpu, all under pressure, an overtake that was at least 35 minutes in the making, manages to make the move at the very end of the race. A stellar drive from him, a stellar drive for Miso Stubner for holding that car off. John Dalton's the next to cross the line. He couldn't quite hang with the fight for the podium, but it's a 5th place for him. And Joe Dauber, gotta say, Callum, you were right. It was 6th. It's 6th place for Joe Dauber, coming across the line from the back of the field. Double plate crossing the line as well. It's sort of a regular thing where it's a quiet drive from Emma Plate, but always a very good result. Boardman, after the atrocities in turn 1, comes home in 8th position. Thibaut Roskam, also privy to a bit of atrocities. I think everybody witnessed a bit of murder.
RCI's
and driver
favorite
of the day, our new favorite human, Adam Krexke, the 13-year-old wizard. It has to be magic. That's the only answer. Kevin Boss.
If you can, Adam, ask your mum if you're allowed to stay on the computer another 10 minutes before bedtime, and come talk to us.
we would love to speak to you on air, off the air.
Congratulations.
Awesome drive from everybody. Martin Lawrence wins it again. Raphael Huell 2nd. Nico Kumpu 3rd. Miso Stubner 4th. John Dalton 5th. Joe Dauber 6th. Lots of donuts in the background. Emma Plate 7th. Andy Boardman 8th. Thibaut Roskam 10th. Adam Krexke finishing in the top 10. Kevin Boss 11th. Peter Varga 12th. Redford 13th. Foxel 14th. Malcolm 15th. Regibi 16th. Hugo Dubey 17th. And Philip Rhea, not a DNF, but a disqualification for crimes against the state of RCI. We're a state now. Shake it off. Come back next week, reinvigorated and ready, Philip Rhea. We hold nothing against you here in the box. We've seen some absolutely epic racing for you. Everybody has a bad day. Just, take a breath, sort it out, and come back better than ever. Callum, that was a heck of a race, buddy. That was good. It was lovely.
I mean, can I now be classed as a Red Bull Ring enjoyer?
I would classify myself as one, yes. So yeah. Red Bull Ring enjoyer, I think.
I've been seeing from Matt Malcolm that apparently something was wrong with his brakes. I'm just looking at, normally now we get a flurry in the chat of the guys sort of saying what's going on. Nico Kumpu has been congratulated by Miso Stubner with the crying congratulations from, I can't remember his name, but he's the guy in the Fast and Furious movies, which feels very appropriate. But yeah, no, I don't even know where to start. We had a DQ. Martin Lawrence did Martin Lawrence things.
There was a murder.
Redford got
massive proportions.
I think just killed on multiple occasions. We missed probably the overtake that we've been building up for 35 minutes. You got a sponsor reading in time.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
And we have a phenomenal new talent of Adam Krexke, who top 10 on the debut, 13 years of age, you know, absolutely fantastic stuff. And strangely, I think everybody must be absolutely tuckered out from that race because nobody's come to join us for an interview.
We
Give it a
haven't
couple
been
more
joined.
moments. But usually we have a flurry.
I will advertise.
Well, Callum does advertising. I'm going to do some advertising of my own, which is to say, if you're interested, yet again, I will mention this. If you're interested in joining our staff community here, whether that's as a commentator, as a broadcaster, or as a commentator, join the Discord, head over to the staff vacancies channel, do all that needs to be done in there. No experience required. Just bring a good attitude and a love for all things zoomy and zoomier. That wasn't a word. And to save me from myself, ladies and gentlemen, it's Peter Varga. That was a busy race for sure. How do you feel? Are you exhausted?
No, not entirely.
So just a little bit then.
Yeah.
It was quite the race. You were briefly backwards, and pretty much having to fight and scrape for everything. It wasn't quite another consistent 8th place finish. You've lost your crown as the king of consistency, but I mean, overall, how'd you feel? Was it a decent result?
Well, it was like and then like and it was like
I know that feeling.
That was the most accurate representation of that's what. By the way, that's what racing drivers. That's how their brains work. It's just noise. There's not actually any words.
It was fine until somebody decided to send an intercontinental ballistic missile in shape of GT3 car onto the circuit.
Yeah, I don't really have one for you. Usually, I'd sort of be like, "Oh, he just missed his breaking point," but he missed the breaking point by about 100 meters plus. So it's unfortunate that you were I don't think you were the target of that missile, but you ended up being in the splash zone for sure. I mean, were you carrying I mean, I assume you were carrying some damage. It didn't seem like you fixed any in the pits. Was it anything major? Did it make the car a little bit twitchier, more difficult? Was it mostly okay?
It felt like it was major at the start. After the incident, like just the first few laps, the rear end was very unstable in the fast corners, so I could not really trail brake properly. But thinking later about it, I think it was just the tires that were slightly scrubbed more, slightly overheated and everything on the outside. So that was that. So when pit window opened, literally in the final corner, I'm like, yeah. So that kind of helped me reset both on tires and also mentally, like, okay, it's done, pit stop, out we go and see what happens. At that point, I was still believing that P8 was possible today. I was like, yeah, people are still gonna have problems. There's gonna be penalties and things happening. P8 still possible. At some point, I was like, okay, top 10 might be possible. Then it didn't happen.
Well, listen, I think it was a good showing. Honestly, just sort of you stayed out of trouble. You did the best you could. I will say, were you aware that that there might have been a bit of plotting against you in the closing stages? Did you notice that Matt Malcolm let Redford through? I assume it was plotting. I could be making something out of
what it is now here against me.
They are in a Discord voice call together. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, I could be making something out of nothing.
I call it FIA. I want investigation into voice calls. I want transcriptions and everything. Somebody get FIA onto this. Well, no.
It's full Crashgate 2008 spec all
Yeah.
over again.
It is we can call it like a go past gate now. No, I wasn't aware of anything. Actually, I was kind of interested about Matt because after my stop, I was kind of faster. Then he got faster, and it was the end. I don't know. He
Well,
just
we believe he had we believe he'd had it was on his last warning, and had his last warning, which is probably why he let Redford go through, because he ended up getting a drive-through penalty for track limits. So
yeah. I was hoping he was gonna hold him up a little bit longer, and then I was just hoping I could hold up it for a bit longer. And apparently he just got probably sad or something and decided to let me through. You have any idea why that is? Because
we don't know.
We don't.
We don't know why that happened.
If they're still there, I will go ask at some point. But
my working theory is that I managed to confuse him that I am the leader.
Yeah, because he
You
slowed down to not do another lap, I think, and then maybe made a mistake and slowed down too much. But I'm not sure.
I don't know. That's my working theory. I think he just thought the leader was already ahead of me, so it's like, okay, let's finish this like so.
well, all's fair in love and war, and
Yeah.
the racetrack does what the racetrack does. Well, congrats on not quite the performance you've gotten used to, but I think still a very good performance, very good finish. And are you excited for the 90-minute races we have coming?
Oh, it's 90? I was thinking it's just 80.
Is it 80? Oh no. See now I feel like I'm
No,
wrong,
I think
because I
it's
often
90.
am.
I think it's 80.
I think it's 90.
Okay, wait.
Uh-oh.
Let
I
I will
disagree.
do the
I believe it's 90.
investigation. My emails.
Also, I
Oh
have
no,
word
it's 90.
Jack to interrupt. Yeah, me being right. Thank you. It was a mistake by
Wow.
Lisa Stubner that let Nico come through.
Okay.
So I think it was his one mistake that race, and it cost him big time. But yeah, no, yeah, he's a 90-minute race. I can't remember where we're going next, but we're going there.
Nürburgring GP circuit.
Huh.
Yes, it'll be Nürburgring and then the world famous Bathurst, also known as Bathtub, as I like to call it. Don't know why, just call it Bathtub.
I am always happy. Like, if you tell me we race at Bathurst, I am immediately hard. I won't.
It seems to be a bit of a fan favorite. I hope everybody and their mother shows up for some Bathurst. It'd be good to get a nice big chunky grid, so there can be a massive accident.
I will be watching. Let's put it that way.
Good.
Yeah, Nürburgring. It depends on when I get to flow around there, because sometimes I can get into a really good pace, especially with the final chicane. That is the make or break point.
Isn't it always?
Is there gonna be shorter practice or something, or is it just gonna be a bit longer race? Half an hour.
I honestly can't say.
I will have a look and find out for you, so you can plan your next Monday.
I should know, but ever the professional, I have no idea.
Uno momento.
Get that answer for you.
It won't let me see the info for some reason. Maybe it's because I'm not logged in.
I don't know. Anyways, we won't keep you any longer. Varga, thank you for being here, and thank you for driving as always.
Currently on SimGrid, it's scheduled as being at midnight, so that's not right. But I believe the race start is the same time. Yeah, the race start is the same time for the Bathurst race. I believe it's just been entered wrong for the Nürburgring GP race. So yeah, I think it will just finish half an hour later. So, but yeah, sorry to interrupt that, but there you go.
Final thank you, Mr. Varga. Best of luck prepping for next week, and best of luck next week. Hopefully, hopefully you get into your flow early and you just get a nice 90-minute drive.
Yeah, thanks. It was a pleasure as usual today. Bye.
Mr. Kerrigan. I should call you Mr. Kerrigan. I can't believe I just did that, Mr. Kerwin.
Wow.
I can't believe I
Wow.
just did that. I'm so sorry.
Wow. We haven't brought that one out in weeks.
Oh,
I
oh.
would ignore the fact that you have just branded me as a person who spells their name incorrectly when the correct way is with a C and not a K. But Martin Lawrence, sorry to bring you in on an ongoing argument here.
No, I'm listening. It's fine. It's fine.
How would you spell the name Callum? Would you spell it with a C or a K?
As it, yeah. Well, I think that it should be a K, but for me, because I'm like a Czech citizen and we are having really troubles with spelling it right, and it's vice versa because I think Czech names are making a huge problem for basically every commentator in the booth for the past, like, I don't know,
Yeah.
4 or 5 years.
Sorry for pronouncing your name wrong every
No,
time.
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But
However,
every
can we kick him out? He's not allowed back. If you say it's with a K, it's wrong. It's with a C.
No,
Yes.
that's not true. I overrule you.
Oh God. Damn it, I'm
You're,
getting
well,
ranked
you're
with
allowed.
Ollie.
You're allowed. You're allowed wherever, whenever.
Yeah, please come back. Actually, please don't go because that was it was a bit closer this time. Rafa had you under pressure in that first stint, but I think you did that thing that you seem to always do and sort of drove away a little bit at the end of the first stint and sort of kept that momentum into the second one.
For me, it's like on Donington, it's a mystery. First things first, Bentley notoriously runs on higher tire pressures. It's like the optimum is 27.1 and not 26.9 like normal cars. And I had like the pressures were hopping from 26.9 to 27.0 tops, and I struggled a lot, especially with the consistency. Again, it was really not nice to drive. Same in the quali, I was like searching for it a lot. I had some 2 warnings really early, so I was like, it's not going well really. And Rafael was really pushing me hard. I just couldn't get away like from giving him the slip. After pit stop, I adjusted pressures, and it was like a completely different setup. It was just working as it should from the start. So yeah, and obviously my first stints are just terrible for no reason at all. I don't know. I'm just bad in the first stints.
I mean, you're not exactly bad in the first
No, I mean
stint.
with the
Just not as good
consistency.
as
The
you could
consistency
be
is
in the
really
first
bad.
stint. I'd like to say that you are lapping quicker than 90% of people in this Discord would ever be able to even touch on no fuel and a hot lap. But yeah, no, I mean it's a congrats. I have just been told that you are now leading the championship, thanks to, I believe, thanks to Nico Kumpi for overtaking Miso Stubner right at the end of that race, and obviously with the win. You missed the first round or so, but how do you feel looking towards the definitely hour-and-a-half races? They are Nürburgring GP and Bathurst with the Bentley.
They are both 1.5 hour. Okay, well,
Yes.
yeah, well, I'm looking forward to that. The Mount Panorama with Bentley, that's I have a special place in my heart for it because I just love it. Also, like one spare, like let's say 600, 700 laps. I get that weird bug where the suspensions just like bunny hops, and I instantly total my car. But well, that's just ACC in a nutshell. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that definitely for the longer stints because well, the Bentley, the longer it runs, the better it is. This should be. So, and my endurance setups are quite used to it because I'm only driving the endurance setups. I'm never running the some like quali setups and so.
I'm feeling positive. I don't think there's many people that might challenge you, but big congrats for today. And I think we're going to switch to sort of the person who's come closest, I would say, Jack. Jack?
Yes. Sorry.
The person who's come closest.
I'm here. Yes.
We'll switch
Raphael
to.
Huel. better than last week. Shall we just both agree on that? A significantly better result
A
than
tiny
at
bit better.
Donington. How did it feel? Did you feel good in the wheel tracks of Martin Lawrence, or was it a bit of frustration? Is there more?
Well, the first few laps were fine, and then I started to feel the tires. So it might have been an incident, might have just been tactics, but I opened up a slight gap. And I think that kept the tires alive enough to do a longer stint. And I think he just warmed up then and just drove away after the pit stop. I couldn't catch him. Did the same pace as before, just consistently a tenth or two behind. And over 40 laps that we're doing, that really pays its dividends.
Yeah, going into the 90-minute races we have, how does your sort of driving strategy change? I mean, generally you wouldn't want to be pushing the car as hard. I mean, you want to keep it relatively in the window, but what's the biggest thing that is different for you going into a slightly longer race?
Definitely less quali practice. I'm focusing a lot more on the race and yeah, just not trying to overdrive the tires. Maybe not doing a long stint, so splitting it pretty equally, not something like 60-30 or something, which would be an option. You can definitely do that to then attack in the last stint, but we'll see if it pays off.
We will see indeed, and things are properly close in the championship for honestly from you to Martin, it's about 16 points between the two, so the fight is well and truly on, and hopefully all goes well in the longer races. And I'm so thoroughly looking to Bathurst. Can we just do Bathurst twice? Because I feel like that's what everybody's here for is Bathurst. Or are you a big Nürburgring fan?
I'm a lot more of a Nürburgring fan than Bathurst. Lots of bad experience on Bathurst, not that many on Nürburgring. So.
Fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. Well, thank you for being here. Congrats on the P2. Hopefully the reassurance and momentum can carry you forward, and it's a couple more good results, and who knows, maybe a championship fight looming.
Yeah, congratulations, Rafael. Gotta leave, so yes, hopefully see you next week.
I'll be there. Congrats to you as well.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Ooh. Are you sure you're not hoping that he won't be there?
I don't know. Well, I was like when I was looking forward to the today's race, I was departing from like a 120 kilometers place when the practice was like about to start in 20 minutes. So I did it. I make it in time for the qualification, but well, I never know with my sort of job. So yeah, well, might be a little bit like close to my schedule.
Well, hey, you could do a dauber start. You could always
Oh
start
yes,
from the back of the grid.
definitely.
Miss quality.
Yes, definitely.
We look forward to hopefully seeing both of you here next week. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us some on tips on, or not tips, but an example of how to drive, because you guys are just mega quick. So congrats again on the win, Martin, and congrats on the P2, Raphael. You both have a wonderful rest of your night. I think it's time for Callum and I to stop yapping and to sign this thing off.
I have one more yapping point.
Go.
It's a very quick yapping point. I just want to say, Mike Redford, I'm sorry. We've just found out he ran out of fuel at the end.
Oh.
He was half a lap short.
Oh, that.
Which is why he was that slow off the last corner, because Varga was very confused and they've been messaging back and forth, and he ran out of fuel. We've all done it.
We've all.
It's a
Oh
horrible
yeah.
feeling.
Oh, we've all done it.
I've done it in real life once. Jesus Christ, that was bad.
Oh,
Coming up the
I can
hill
believe it.
when it ran out.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
I could see that.
yeah, it was
I
bad.
could absolutely see that.
Yeah.
Any more?
But
Any
yeah.
more? Any more wisdoms? Any final moments of brilliance?
Just sorry, I'm not going to be here for the next two. I'll have to. I'll join on and type some stuff in the YouTube chat if I get the chance. But no, very well done to all our drivers today. It was a very entertaining race, at least. Some calamity at the start. I think it calmed down, but yeah, no, just happy to be here.
We were glad to have you, and hopefully we'll see you or hear you in the future. I'm sure we will, but multi-sprint, we might be back with the old team again.
Maybe we'll see.
We shall see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, couple final words before I fully finish this off. One final thank you to our wonderful partners who help us do everything we do here at RCI. Ready, Set, Sim, Coach Dave, Delta, Green Man Gaming, Moser Racing, Pimax, and of course, Motorsport UK. All of their information, all their links and such is in the description. Thank you for joining us here on another wonderful Monday broadcast. I look deeply forward to the final 2 rounds. Hopefully some longer race action and a continuation of the epic season that we've had so far. I've been Jack Mays, joined by Callum Kerwin for the final time this season, and Ash Baby doing what Ash Baby does, which is being brilliant at pretty pictures and good sounds and yapping in our ears in order to attempt to distract us. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. I look forward to seeing you all soon for some more circular car driving action. Goodbye.
You ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Get behind the wheel, let's go. Grip the road, feel the flow. Thunder roaring, steel alive. Live this dream and drive. Tires burning with gasoline. Push the limits, chasing green. One shot, don't slow. Go on, we'll take control. Engines scream alive tonight. Blazing past the red line. Outrun the night, won't lose this fight. Follow the road, red line for show. We're chasing taillights, don't let go. Under the stars, we'll go so far. This is who we are. Chasing taillights. Chasing taillights. Chasing taillights. We're chasing taillights. The miles they fade, but they don't die. Faster now, the hours fly by. Sweat and gears, hearts in sync. On the edge, on the brink. Clock ticks down, stakes are high. One mistake, we kiss us goodbye. Don't slow down, we're not done. Finish line for the strong ones. Engines scream alive tonight.